Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Slim Thug has done it again. What did Slim Thug do this time? Well, it's not about what he did, it's what he said. Slim said that, women always talking about how he's going to be old and lonely. He said, as long as a man got a bankroll, women going to always choose him. Ladies, what do y'all say to that? Fellas, what do y'all think about that? Is he right? Give me a thumbs up if you think Slim Thug is right. Thumbs down and say, nah, man, Slim tripping, man. Don't go like that. I'll give you a few moments to think about it. Okay, time's up. My thoughts. Slim Thug is absolutely right. He's right. He's right. My great-grandfather on my mom's side, we called him Big Daddy. He lived right up the street from me, had bankroll. I'm talking about it's 50 years ago. Had that paper. And he always had young women taking care of him. Like, he had no problem. He had no problem having his needs met. Yeah, it was like a running joke in the family. Big Daddy, the player. I was looking at Bill Belichick, the former coach of the New England Patriots. I think he's a former coach of the New England Patriots. I know he was a coach. I'm not sure if he's still coaching, but he was the coach for the New England Patriots during all of those Super Bowl years with Tom Brady. He's 72 years old. He got a 24-year-old girlfriend. And, she ain't hard on the eyes. Why do you think that is? You think that she would be with Bill Belichick if Bill Belichick didn't have that bankroll? See, this is a hard conversation to have. I know people don't like to hear this type of stuff, but it's true. And I know that some of y'all really don't like Slim Thug, but I got to get Slim Thug on the show. I got to sit down with Slim Thug. In fact, I'm going to have a sit down with Slim Thug, and we're going to get to the bottom of some of this relationship angst. Slim got a lot of opinions about relationships, a lot of controversial opinions about relationships. This being one. If a man got his paper together, he got his money right, he got a bankroll, will he be okay in the companionship department? Will he have any problems with companionship? Now, I'm not trying to encourage a 70-year-old to be with a 20-year-old, but what I am recognizing is that if a man got his bankroll together, he ain't gonna be lonely. I can guarantee you that. Anybody remember the case of J. Howard Marshall, the Texas billionaire oil tycoon who married Anna Nicole Smith? He was 89 years old. Guess how old Anna was when she married him? 26. They had a 63-year age gap. Now, I don't know if this story is really adding up because he still was kind of lonely. I mean, he got a little action, He met her at a strip club, and it's reported that the next day he gave her $1,000, and then she quit her job immediately after that and, started kicking it with him. They got married. I think they got married like in 94, and he died 1 year later. But in the interim, he was in Houston a lot. He spent a lot of time in Houston while Anna Nicole was jet setting, just going all over the world. In fact, right after they married, instead of going on a honeymoon, she was like, okay, baby, I gotta go. And she was off to Greece. She left her husband right after the marriage, right after the wedding, and went to Greece. Yeah. And then she spent $2 million in one day on a shopping spree. $2 million. So in the end, though, ladies, you gotta listen to this one. How it went. Gotta listen to this. Initially, she was after he died. The family was going. They were at war with Anna, trying to make sure she didn't get any money. So the courts awarded her $470-something million, and then they reduced it to $88 million, right? And then Anna dies in 2007 of an OD. She ODs, right? And then 3 years later, the court rules that she wasn't entitled to any of his estate. I don't know how that works. I don't think you can take the money back once you distribute it. I don't know how that goes. But in any event, you know what it is, man. You know what it is. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I've learned about relationships. In relationships, everybody give what they give. You give what you have to offer. I give what I have to offer. And if I'm happy with what you're giving me and you're happy with what I'm giving you, what's the problem? I don't have a problem with being used. I have a problem with being misused. There's a song by Bill Withers, the great Bill Withers, I think it's called Use Me. In that song, he says, it ain't too bad the way you're using me, because I sure am using you to do the things you do. So people get mad about, when people are in these relationships, when you have these huge age gaps, people get mad. But that person that's in that relationship, that younger person that's in that relationship, they're getting something out of that relationship. They're having whatever needs that they need met, they're having those needs met by being in that relationship. So while you are all up in arms and stressed out about this person allegedly taking advantage of that person, or this person getting shortchanged or whatever, I think it's just a one big waste of energy. Everybody give what they have to offer in a relationship. I don't mind being used. I just don't want to be misused. And if you got some money, you ain't gonna have to worry about being lonely, because even if Nicole married Buddy strictly for the money, which we know what it is, and she took off to Greece, dude had the type of money where he could snap his finger and replace her just like that. I'll leave you with this. Many of us are in relationships right now and we're lonely. Just because you're in a relationship does not mean you're not lonely. No more talk.